Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, yesterday said that even though China continues to be aggressive on the LAC, as
We're
we saw
talking foreign policy.
yeah, well, he's coming to foreign policy, and his question was, why is that? You know, China, we've had the aggression in Tawang recently. Why is that India's trade continues to grow with China? In fact, it's grown from, he claims, from $65 billion to $95 billion. Why are we rewarding China? That's Kejriwal's question.
You want a serious debate or you want a Kejriwal question? Because the two are very different.
So let's just have a quick answer on that.
No, I'll give you a serious answer.
Right.
Because I think, you know, this is posturing.
Right.
Look, what had happened after the 1990s, as we opened our economy, we opened our economy, which we should have. I don't think anybody sensible would dispute it. We opened our economy in a manner in which we did not use that openness to strengthen our SME sector. They actually were deeply impacted, negatively impacted by that openness, because they found themselves unable to compete with imports which were coming in from other economies which had greater scale, bigger scale, and greater state and systemic support. So I would argue that this era, what we call proudly as an era of reform, was also an era where we did great injustice to our SME sector. We did not build our supply chains. We did not support our domestic vendors. So what you saw in many ways was a hollowing out of many sectors. I mean, there are specific sectors which actually moved out of this country and went northwards. So what has happened, you know, when somebody says, why are there imports coming out of China? There are imports coming out of China because for 30 years, you did not give your industry the kind of support and protection which you should have. It's only now in recent years that you have started to do it. Now, you cannot reverse in 5 or 10 years what you have done over 30 years. So today, for example, if you look at the PLI, the production-linked incentives, it is actually encouraging manufacturing to come to India. But yet you have schools of thought in this country, I don't want to take names, you know who I mean, who say, well, we shouldn't even be manufacturing, our strength is in services. Now, you know, a country like India cannot pass up the manufacturing option. In fact, when I spoke about Japan being an exemplar, one of the things which Japan has done, I mean, look at the SME sector in Japan. Look at the domestic supply chains in Japan. So there may be those big Japanese companies which all of us know, but behind that are thousands of smaller Japanese companies who actually support them. Now, there are lessons to be learned from that. So, you know, this is not a question of suddenly, I have a difficult relationship with a country, how do I switch it off? I mean, that's why I said that's not a serious remark.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.